Hello and welcome to the part 3 of CE2 201 Mechanics of Solids. So now we are going to discuss the stresses in composite bar. So a bar which is made up of two or more bars of equal or unequal length but of different materials rigidly fixed with each other and behaving as single unit or one unit for extension or compression when subjected to axial tensile load is called composite bar. For the composite bar, the following 2 points are important. First of all, the extension or the compression in each bar is equal. Hence, the strain in each bar is equal, and also the total external load on the composite bar is equal to the sum of the load. Consider a compound bar consisting of two different materials with cross-sectional areas A1 and A2 having modulus of elasticity E1 and E2. Due to the application of load P, let sigma 1 and sigma 2 be the corresponding stresses. Now, as the ends of the bars are rigidly connected, the changing length in each bar will be the same. Also, the length of the each bar is same, and hence the ratio of changing length to the original length will be same. That means strain in is same for both the bars. So the strain in bar 1 can be written as sigma 1 by E1, and the strain in bar 2 can be written as sigma 2 by E2. So sigma 1 by E1 is equal to sigma 2 divided by E2. From that we can make a relationship between sigma 1 and sigma 2. That is sigma 1 divided by sigma 2 equal E1 divided by E2, where E1 by E2 can be termed as modular ratio. Then next equation is total load will be shared by the two individual bar. So the first load carried by the bar 1 can be written as sigma 1 A1, and the load carried by the second bar can be written as sigma 2 A2. So P is equal to sigma 1 A1 plus sigma 2 A2. These are the two equations used for calculating the stress composite bar. So let's discuss a problem. A compound steel tube consists of a steel tube 120 mm internal diameter and 140 mm external diameter, and an outer brass tube 140 internal diameter and 160 mm external diameter. The compound tube is subjected to an axial compressive load of 700 kilonewton. Find the stresses and the amount of deformation. Both the tubes are of length 180 mm. Take E for steel as 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square, and for brass as 1 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. Okay, here the two different materials are given, that is brass and steel. Okay, and also we understood that the steel tube which is having internal diameter 120 mm and 140 mm external diameter, and outer brass tube internal diameter is 140 mm and external is 160. That means the hollow steel bar inserted in the brass tube. Okay, so the brass is having internal and external diameter, and also the steel is having internal and external diameter. So we have to calculate the area by using the equation pi by 4 into capital D square minus small d square. Okay. Now it is acted upon by a load of 700 kilonewton. Okay, so what was the first expression? Is since the length of each bar is same, we can equate the strain in both the bars. That is, strain in steel tube is equal to strain in brass tube. That is, sigma 1 by E1 is equal to sigma 2 by E2. So sigma 1 equal to E1 by E2 into sigma 2. That is, sigma 1 is equal to 2 times. And next equation is load on steel tube plus load on brass tube is equal to the total load. That is, sigma 1 A1 plus sigma 2 A2 is equal to 700,000 Newton. So substitute sigma 1 as 2 sigma 2, and the remaining terms remains the same. Okay, by solving this expression you will get sigma 2 equal to 54.37 Newton per mm square, and sigma 1 equal to 108.74 Newton per mm square. Now the load carried by the steel tube, that is P1 is equal to sigma 1 into A1. So sigma 1 you obtained that into A1, we already know, and that's equal to 443 kilonewton. Now the load carried by the brass tube, which is equal to sigma 2 into A2, and that is equal to 256.1 kilonewton. Now we have to find the decrease in length of the compound tube, that is decrease in length or deformation delta L is equal to PL divided by AE, or we can also written as sigma 1 by E1 into L. Okay, so that's equal to 108.74 divided by 2 into 10 raised to 5 into L. So you will get the value as 0.0979 mm. So that is a decreasing length of the compound tube. Okay. Now, next question. Two vertical rod, one of steel and the other of copper, are rigidly fixed at the top and 50 centimeter apart. Diameter and length of each rod are 2 centimeter and 400 centimeter respectively. A crossbar fixed to the load of 5000 Newton such that the crossbar remains horizontal even after loading. Find the stresses in each rod. Take Young's modulus for steel as 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square and for copper as 1 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. Okay, so here you can see a copper bar and a steel bar which is having diameter of 2 centimeter and length of 400 centimeter and which is acted upon by a load of 5000 Newton. Okay, so the diameter is equal to 20 mm, length is equal to 4000 mm. And Young's modulus for steel is 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square, and for copper it is 1 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. So the area of the rod is equal to pi by 4 d square, which is obtained as 314.159 mm square. Now P is equal to PS plus PC, that is equation number 1, that is sigma S into AS plus sigma C into AC. So sigma S divided by sigma C equal to ES by EC. The equation number, we already found that the strain in both bars are equal. So from that sigma S is equal to 2 times sigma C. So that load is equal to 2 times sigma C AS plus sigma C AC. We can use AS is equal to AC in this equation and solve for sigma C and sigma S. We obtain sigma C equal to 5.305 Newton per mm square and sigma S as 10.61 Newton per mm square. Okay. Now, when the length of the individual bars are different, so we have to use the equation delta L, that is PL by AE, for the first bar sigma 1 L1 by E1, which is equal to sigma 2 L2 divided by E2. So the question, a steel rod of cross-sectional area 800 mm square and two brass rods of cross-sectional area 500 mm square together support a load of 25 kilonewton. Calculate the stresses in the rods. Take E for steel as 200 gigapascal and E for brass as 100 gigapascal. Okay, so these are the question. Here you can see the steel rod is having a length of 250 mm and brass rod is having a length of 200 mm. So in case of different length appears, we have to use the deformation will be same. We cannot say the strain will be equal. Okay. So the expression is load will be shared by the two different brass bar plus one steel bar. Okay. So that is 2 into PB plus PS is the equation number 1, and also delta LS is equal to delta LB. So write the deformation in terms of sigma, that is sigma S LS divided by ES is equal to sigma B LB divided by EB. Okay, so sigma S into 250 divided by 200 into 1000 is equal to sigma B into 200 divided by 10 raised to 5. So you will get sigma S is equal to sigma B into 1.6. So by using the expression P equal to 2 times sigma B AB plus sigma S AS, sigma B equal to 10.964 Newton per mm square and sigma S is equal to 17.54 Newton per mm square. Okay, that's about that problem. Now let's discuss a problem on deformation. The bar ABC shown in figure is made of steel and has a circular cross section. The bar BD is rigid. Find Find the stresses in portions AB and BC and the vertical deflection at C. Take E is equal to 210 gigapascal. So here you can see a wall which is BD is a rigid bar, and we can see the two different sections AB and BC which is attached to this rigid bar and which is acted upon by a load 20 kilonewton at the right end D. Okay. Now consider the free body diagram of BD. To balance the force at D, take the moment about the hinge E. So here you can see the free body diagram of BD, and here I marked it as RB since as we all know it is a case of equilibrium. So since the load is acting towards towards bottom at the right end, the RB should be upwards. So that RB into 75 equal to 20 into 60, that is the equation of equilibrium by considering the moment at E. So RB equal to 16 kilonewton you obtained. Okay. Consider the section BC. Here you can see the section BC. I individually represented it as BC. So it is 10 kilonewton acting on the right side. So the same load will be acting towards our left side. So the deformation delta L is equal to PL by AE, where P is equal to 10 kilonewton. So 10 into 1000 into 600 divided by A into E. All these values are given. So the delta value will be equal to 0.363 mm. Now the area of cross section, it is 78.5 mm square, and E is also given. So the stress in BC is equal to load divided by area, and that's equal to 127.38 Newton per mm square, and also the deformation which we obtained as 0.363 mm. Now consider the section AB. So here you can see in actual case the total load it was minus 16, but we considered only the 10 kilonewton load. So the minus 10 plus x is equal to minus 16. From that x is equal to minus 6 kilonewton. And by using that minus 6 kilonewton or 6 kilonewton for calculating the deformation of that bar, so PL by A is equal to 6 into 1000 into 800 divided by A into E. So that's equal to 0.0072 mm, and also you can find out the stress in bar AB by using the equation load by area. That is 6 into 1000 divided by 314, and that's equal to 19.10 Newton per mm square. So the total deformation will be the deformation on the first bar plus on the second bar. So the total deformation is equal to 0.072 plus 0.363, and that's equal to 0.4365 mm. Since both are tensile in nature, we can just add. Okay. So the total deformation is equal to 0.4365 mm. Okay. Thank you. Hope you all understood this section. Thank you.